Hello, welcome. I'm Claudia if you're new here, and if you're back, thank you so much for coming back and spending your time with me. Today, we are going to tend to a plant that I can't even say it, but I'm just done with this plant. I'm very annoyed. I will show you what and why. We are going to chop it completely up. We're going to try to root the cutting in pon and see if that fixes the issue. But otherwise, like, this is its last chance to show me that it wants to live and thrive in my environment. I'll go get the plant. I hope that sounds good to you. Let's get into it. Before I get the plant, I do want to acknowledge my previous video. I think this video will go up like right after the varicosum feature. There was something wrong with the audio and I have no idea what it is. My camera settings, everything was the same. It sounded fine on my iPad, computer, and phone before upload. I even tried uploading a couple of different times onto YouTube, and then once it's on YouTube, there's something off. So I apologize. I hope this is much better because otherwise I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. I really appreciate your patience with me as I navigate all of this like back-end stuff that I'm not super familiar with. But let's just get into today's video. I'll go get the plant. Based on what I already shared, I feel like you might have an idea of what this plant is. I don't have like a ton of experience with it. I wanna say that I got it maybe about 10 months to a year ago, and I actually thought that I never wanted this plant, but I happened to see this one and it was pretty beautiful, so I got it. But my struggle with it has been browning, so I think that's a dead giveaway. It's none other than Monstera Aurea. We've already chopped her once before, and my plan was to root like the top cutting or one of the cuttings or something and then transfer to pon, but at some point I completely forgot about that and transferred them all into the tree fern perlite mix, and they're actually just starting to grow, so we'll see how those do. But as you can see, the browning just has persisted on this mother plant, and I'm sorry, but this just does not look good with all of this browning. And we can argue that my elbow, my very highly variegated one, also browns a lot, like with drops in humidity or if it goes dry for a little bit too long. But I feel like with this Aurea, like there doesn't need to be a reason, it just browns. I was actually away for a week last week, and it happened to be like this heat wave that happened here, and so obviously the room just got a little bit more hot. And even though I kept the fan on and there was someone staying here with the dogs, yeah, I just came home to even more browning on both the elbow and the Aurea. But I already had it honestly in my head that I wanted to chop this plant and just stick the top cutting directly into pon. There are some aerial roots that hopefully can root nicely in there. And then the rest of it, I think we're just gonna chop up into individual nodes and see if anybody wants them, like offer them up. I know I'm not the only one that experiences this with Aurea variegation in general, but I feel like lots of people complain about Monstera Aurea and yeah, just having an issue with the browning. But I feel like this is my last resort, is to just put that cutting directly into pon and then see if that helps regulate some of the humidity that might be causing the browning. But yeah, it's not nice. I'd love to know if you have one and what your experience is. Someone mentioned a while ago, before I even got the Monstera Aurea, that they use silica to prevent browning, but I use silica every single watering and it hasn't helped. So we're done here. All right, so I'm thinking I'm going to cut right below this leaf. So like this node right here. And then I have this aerial root and this one over here. You probably can't see super well, but we have this one and then just this one up here. And I could technically cut the one below because this leaf actually looks pretty good. Maybe I will. Yeah, maybe I'll cut this leaf. So we'll have 3 leaves, and then there's this one on the way as well. And then the rest of it we'll just chop up and see if it grows and see if anybody else wants it. But I feel bad a little, but I'm also just like super annoyed. Like, why? I'd love to hear if you have Monstera Aurea and what your experience has been. Does yours brown? How do you keep it from browning? Do you mind it? Tell me all the things. Okay, so we're just gonna do it because, yeah. I guess it doesn't hurt to chop underneath, like to this other leaf that I decided maybe, because if I decide not to keep it in the top cut, I can always just cut it up. I can remove it to be like an individual node. Okay. All right. So here is the top cut. There is a new leaf I think I mentioned on the way. So annoying. I really do like the color of this particular Aurea. I feel like the yellow is a little creamy, like a little buttery yellow, which I like more than like green on green Aurea. But it just will not stop browning. Okay, so I brought these pots, which I do like, except they're so shallow. But I do think it's super important to keep it in a clear pot where I can see the roots developing or otherwise. I am worried that this, oof. Yeah, I can put him in here like this. Okay. Yeah, so I am a little bit worried about that, but yeah, I think that it's really important that I am able to keep an eye on the roots. I also brought this one. It's a little deeper, but whoops. Maybe this one is better. Yeah, maybe this one's better. I think, yeah, I'm gonna use this one instead, just so that I can get those aerial roots in there. And we are going to use the new pond. I think I showed you this a couple videos ago. So this is from Kali Rock's pond, and it's very nice and chunky, and it's always in stock. She did send me the first sample that I tried, and I liked it. So then I went ahead and I ordered more from her. So this is a new batch that arrived. Okay, so yeah, let's just do it, I guess. I'm not even sealing the end or anything. This goes to show just, yeah, I mean, hopefully it does well. Okay, here she is. We'll place her right back in the reservoir. I am gonna go ahead and just add my nutrient-rich cocktail since she does have the aerial roots. I could probably add just a teeny tiny bit more pond. And let's cut off some of this dryness. I also just want to briefly mention that I know I've been teasing that I'm gonna give you like a whole office space reveal with like the changes I made, and then I keep not delivering that video to you. I'm sorry. Just things got so busy and hectic, and then I mentioned I got spider mites in my Millsville wide cabinet again, and I just feel like unfortunately other things have taken priority over that, but I promise it's in the works, and I figured at the time I can just do like a whole update as well on some of the plant, or like most of the plants in this room and my collection. So you can take a look, because I do have some exciting new updates to share. I'm sorry, but I feel like this Aurea has proven to me that I had it right all along, and that the elbow is the way to go. I do think that the elbow is much prettier than this. But for the longest time, if you've been here for a minute, you remember me saying like I just had no interest in getting an Aurea. And I feel like I was right. Okay, so here she is. I mean, she looks way better, right? Without all the browning. She's cute. I'm gonna place her back in the spot right where she was, and hopefully she roots and we have a good outcome. I did think about putting her over in my grow rack, but this is the spot that I would ideally want to keep her at. So I think that that's just what I'm gonna do with this top cut and see how it goes. I'll just need to be really mindful about checking in on the roots and making sure that, you know, things are going okay, hopefully. But yeah, we'll do the rest of the cuttings though. Those will for sure go over in my grow rack. Okay, so that is done. Now let's chop the rest of this up. I'm just gonna come down. I'm gonna go all the way down. Like, I'm just leaving 2 nodes down there. So I'm gonna chop here. And then I'm gonna have to chop this root that's going down into the soil, a couple of them. Oh, there's another. We're probably going to chop some of this. Okay, and then we'll just do individual nodes. And then this node is gone since it's a spent node. But I'm wondering, I think maybe I'll just take this top one and then I can try to root this, since this is a pretty decent leaf that survived. And I think if this grew, like if this node continued to grow, it hopefully might give a nice marbly plant that someone might really like. Yeah. Okay, so we have, well, 1, 2, 3, look at this. 4 and 5. This one looks like it's ready to go, but maybe it'll help provide some energy for the plants. I'm gonna, oh, I did chop it. I just brought some water vessels because yeah, I think I just want to prop them in water. I've had pretty good success propping in water in the past for Monstera Deliciosa in general, so I feel like let's just do that. Eek, I might need something whiter for this if I'm trying to I guess I could cut a little bit more off. There we go. It's kind of awkward facing to the side, but that's okay. I'm gonna chop some of this off. We don't need anything that large. And two more. Maybe I'll do, no, this is fine here. And we will do these together for now. And then see how it goes. Yeah, it's perfect. Okay. So I'm going to take all of these individual cuts and the mother plant over to my grow rack. I will show you what those look like. And then actually, I think it might be a little fun if I show you an update on the Monstera elbows, the two propagations that I potted together with you not long ago, so that we can check on them and see how they're doing. Maybe they're ready to come in here, I don't know. So yeah, I'll show you these and let me grab the other one. That horizontal leaf is really driving me crazy over in the grow rack, but I do think that that's the best spot for them to root and, you know, just get really consistent light and humidity, warmth. But I did bring my newest Monstera elbow baby that we potted up together, or babies. Well, she's one now, but we potted them up together in, I don't know, very recently. 2 or 3 videos ago, and she's doing okay. She has a little bit of leaf curling, even though that I can see that she is hydrated. So it's probably just a little bit of like transplant shock, but that's okay. The new leaf is looking very nice over on this pot. And I am thinking about whether I should just move it into my space now or maybe just leave it in the grow rack a little bit longer. I know that I initially said I would keep it over there until the plants started growing a new leaf, just to make sure that it was established and doing well. So I'm a little bit going back and forth on that. What would you do? But I'm really, really excited. I think she looks cute. This is the newest leaf over on this one, and she's looking nice. So I'm not terribly worried. I think that she's gonna do great. I'll give you one more look at this project. Send us all your non-browning vibes. I hope that, I really would love to have a beautiful Aurea that doesn't brown. So if she wants to be that for me, I would love to have her. All right, I think this is gonna be it for today's video. Up next, we are doing some deep cleaning plant chores. Well, mostly my Millsbo wide cabinet, because I ordered something that I know is gonna work and I can't wait to share with you what that is. So we are going to be tackling that. That's probably the next video you'll see, hopefully. Unless it takes too long to edit, then I might have to throw something in between. And then hopefully after that, I can finally bring you the new space reveal and some planty updates. I'm really excited to share that with you. Of course, if you have any video requests you would like to see, please drop them down below. I would love to create something, or I love to create things that you want to see. So if I'm able, I would love to do that. I'll mention it one more time just in case. If you have some sort of trick to keep your Monstera Aurea in specific from browning, please let me know. We would really, really appreciate that. Like always, I'll mention anything I used down below, our new pond plug if you're interested, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye.